Hey, I'm back. Look at that. Sorry about that. I just had some technical difficulties. Trying to run the show by myself. My production assistant, Margaret, is still in Calgary, so trying to get ready for the show, trying to run the computer as well, and I forgot the mic up, hence why I had to leave for a second, come back because I forgot to put my mic on and then turn it on. So sorry about that. So please, if you're just joining us, it's the John A. McCabe Show. Welcome to the Authority Acceleration, where we're going to accelerate your authority and help you live the life you've always dreamed. So if you haven't done so already, please like, share, comment. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions about the show, definitely leave the comments in the comment field. I read those during the show and actually get them answered for you. Definitely like this and share it to amongst your friends, just to let them know sort of what the show is about. But for today's show, what I'd like you to do is just imagine if all of a sudden you lost your stream of income, if you lost your job, or you lost that one client that generated a lot of your income, or you lost that one account that generated a lot of your revenue, what would you actually do? How would you face that situation? How would you come back from that? Would you be able to just run out there and get a new account or get a new job? Or if you're an entrepreneur, get some new clients quite quickly. Well, it was a situation that I was faced with back in 2009. I had one client. I was a business consultant, and from I believe 2005 till 2009, I worked with this one client. I was compensated very well, 6 figures, helped them grow their business from $1.5 million to $7 million. And in the very first month, they saved over $50,000 in expenses. So I did that through processes, procedure, project management, methodology, technology, putting the right people in the right position. But that was something that I was actually faced with. June 30th, I was given my 1-day notice. And on July 1st, I had to actually make a decision. What was I going to do at that point in time? It was a recession. Was I going to go out and get another contract? Was I going to go out and get another job? Was I going to be able to find leads and opportunities? So I actually made the decision to jump into a field that I actually had zero exposure, very little training. I had a little bit of knowledge because I had just taken some course and I just invested into some courses, but I had no exposure. I was a nobody in that field. And what I managed to do is accelerate my authority. In less than 2 months, I had actually closed on my very first deal, and from then on I closed on a deal a month for the next 24 months, controlling over $10 million in real estate, making 6 figures a year. And I was able to actually generate more leads and opportunities in any given week than a lot of my real estate investor friends were doing in any given month, or actually for the entire year. I was meeting with more people on a regular basis because I was able to generate the leads and opportunities. Now, unfortunately, my presentation skills, my selling skills, because I was very new in the industry and I had not had a lot of experience, my closing ratio was abysmal. I was closing about 6% of the people. So I'd have to meet with 100 homeowners in order to close 6 of them, and that's basically what I did in the first 6 months. Is I closed 6 homeowners. I'd met with about 100 of them in 6 months. But it's the opportunities or the leads that came in. If I was better at closing, great. So if you're in a business that you're just starting out, you have the experience, you have the education, you have the knowledge, and all you need is the leads or opportunities, I can tell you from experience that it can actually be done. And what I'm going to share with you on this particular segment is Thursday is typically our hot seat coaching day. So typically, as you know, the show officially kicks off on Monday. That's our kickoff date where we have our very first guests on, and from then on we'll be having a different guest on every single show, and the guest is going to talk about sort of how they accelerated their business, things that they implemented into their business to help them generate more business, leads, opportunities. And they're going to share their story of success, their journey, their story of transformation from where they were to where they are today, how they got there, the pitfalls, the struggles, the challenges, how they overcame those, who they sought help from, coaches, mentors, things like that. So that's what the show is going to be about. So Thursday's show is typically hot seat coaching. It's where an entrepreneur or a business person will come into the studio or get Skyped into the studio, and they'll have specific challenges that they need to overcome or they're looking to overcome, and it'll be my responsibility to help them, coach them through those challenges to take their business to the next level or to overcome those hurdles so that they can move forward and either generate more leads and opportunities or close on more deals or whatever the specific challenge is, because it's not always about leads and opportunities. Sometimes it's about outsourcing. Sometimes it's about, how to hire the right people, how to put the right people into position. Maybe it's about streamlining operations. There's a lot of different aspects to business and a lot of different areas where people just need some help, some coaching, some advice. But on today's show, since I don't have anybody to coach, what I'm going to do is just coach you and just sort of give you a little bit of insight as to how I was able to accelerate my authority in a brand new industry. On July 1st, 2009, it was my very first day doing this business. So how was I able to accelerate my authority and grow my business rapidly, getting my first deal at the end of 2 months and then doing a deal a month that generated me over 6 figures in the very first year from starting from zero. So, the very first thing that, so there's 6 or 7 different sort of steps into accelerating your authority really quickly. So the very first one is really understanding who your ideal target market is. And I think this is the biggest piece that most entrepreneurs or most business people, they just sort of breeze over. They truly don't understand who their ideal target market is, what their pains, fears, frustrations, or ambitions are. Because in order for you to offer a solution, whether it be a product, a service, your consulting services, whatever it is that you offer, in order for you to be able to do that, you need to truly get in the mind of your ideal client. So when I ask people, well, who's your target market, or who are you selling your product to, or who are you marketing towards? And the worst thing anyone could ever say is, well, my product works for everybody, or it's good for everybody. And that's the very worst thing, because trying to market to everybody means you're targeting nobody, because the message you use to reach an 18-year-old is going to be a completely different message than the one that you target a 70-year-old, for example. So understanding your ideal target market, their pains, fears, frustrations, or ambition. So what is it they're struggling with? What is the pain that is causing them to seek out a solution? So, do they have back pain? Are they looking up for remedies for back pain? And maybe you're a chiropractor, so you need to understand the things that people are actually searching for, because studies have shown that over 97% of the population now start their search online. So if they're trying to solve a problem, they're starting their search online to solve that particular problem. So it's very important to understand the language that they're using, what their pains, fears, frustrations are, who they are, and where they're hanging out, or basically where they're doing their searching. So that's the number one thing when it comes to accelerating your authority, is truly understand who your ideal target market is, the pains, fears, frustrations, or ambitions, because you're going to need to be able to frame your solution around their problem. So if somebody has a problem, you need to frame your solution as the answer to the problem. So it's pretty hard to do that if you don't truly understand who your ideal target market is, their pains, fears, frustrations, or ambitions. So that was the very first thing that I did, was looked at who was I targeting, what were their challenges, what were their struggles, and what solution was I offering. So I actually crafted ads that are still using today that we're still running across the country, very specific ads that addressed a very specific target market. And that ad, those series of ads are generating an abundance of opportunities still to this day right across the country for our real estate investing business. It's because I got in the mind of the ideal target market and I learned to understand what it is that they're challenged with and what the ideal solution to them looks like. So I basically framed my offer around what it is they're specifically looking for. And that ad is just generating an abundance of opportunities. So truly understanding your ideal target market is number one. Now the second thing you need to do to accelerate your authority is create a web presence. Now that web presence is in the meaning like a website. It means your social media presence, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, a variety of different social media platforms. But it's truly understanding your client and then creating that social awareness so that when people are searching, doing their searching, or you're creating stuff, that they actually have a place where they can look you up. They can get information from you that's going to help them with their solution. So creating that web presence. So it's crucial when you're creating your web presence that you truly, we're going back to number one, your ideal target market and their pains, fears, frustrations, or ambitions. So it's crucial that you truly understand that, because on your social, on your website, when you're communicating with people, when you're sending out tweets, Facebook posts, when you're writing your copy for your website, when you're creating your free giveaway on your website, or you're doing your videos, it's very important for you to understand number one, so that you can write in a language that's, when it's read by your ideal target market or they watch the video, that it resonates with them and it draws them in and gets them to take some sort of action. And the action you want them to take is to download your free thing, or to contact you for more information, or to just to buy your products or your services. So having that web presence, that's basically your online store. I don't mean a store in an e-commerce sense unless you're in the e-commerce business, but I mean a place where people can go and get more information and find out more about you, because it's really about getting people to like you, to know you, to like you, and trust you. So the best way to do that is to have a presence online and for them to be able to find out more information about you, your product, your service, and your solution, and how it's going to help them. Because remember, it's all about them. What's in it for me? Basically, because no one cares what you do. Truly, nobody cares what you do. They don't care that you're a chiropractor. They don't give a shit that you're a mortgage broker. They don't give a crap that you're a realtor. They don't care what you do. All they care about is what's in it for them and what benefits they're gonna receive if they were to do business with you or they were to work with you. So in all of your messaging, you need to craft that in such a way that it's going to resonate with your ideal target market. So creating that social presence is important. Crafting the right message on your website, on all of your social media accounts when you're creating your content is crucially important as well. So having social presence is number two. Number three, and it's probably one of the fastest way to become the expert or the authority, or to accelerate your authority, is to write a book and have a strategy to be a #1 best-selling author. Now I know there's a lot of sort of when I tell people, oh, you need to write a book, they're always going back. It's like, oh, I don't know how to write a book. I barely passed English, so how am I ever going to write a book? Well, I'm #2 #1 best-selling author, and I barely passed English too. So it's really not about your ability to actually type in acceptable grammar, because hey, there's people out there that will help you do that. There's outsourcers that you can that will help either ghostwrite your book for you, or if you're writing it yourself, do all the edits, the final edits, so that it uses the proper grammar, proper punctuation, that sort of thing. So writing a book nowadays really is less about actually typing and more about just getting your message across to your ideal target market. And it's a huge marketing tool, and it's the #1 way to position yourself as the authority in your marketplace and to accelerate that positioning, because once you can come out and say, hey, I'm a #1 best-selling author of this particular book, which helps this particular audience, and if you're in that audience or you're my ideal target market, I have the solution that's going to solve your problem, and you can find out more about it in the book. Now, the book itself, #1, it's a marketing tool, and #2, it's all about establishing you as the expert or the authority, and #3, it has the way that the book is created or structured inside has to take the reader through a journey that you are able to take them from where they are today to where they want to be. So solving their problem or giving them a solution and telling stories of transformation throughout that book of people that you've either already helped, or how you can help them by giving them very specific examples throughout the book. So and the book doesn't have to be sort of a War and Peace, really thick book. A good friend of mine, actually, he became a #1 best-selling book of a carpet repair book, and I think it was like 10 to 12 pages long. It was just some pictures and some information about repairing carpet, and he was able to get that to #1 bestseller relatively quickly, but it gave him the ability to say, hey, distinguishes him from the rest of the marketplace, say, hey, I'm a #1 best-selling author, and you can find out more about my services within my book, and the book should take people on the journey to be convinced that they need to work with you, because you know what you're talking about, and you're the expert or the authority in your field, and if they're going to seek out help, that you're the one that they need to get the help from. So the book #3, Becoming a Best-Selling Author and the Strategies around that. If you just joined us, it's the John A. McCabe Show, live on Thursday, and if you do me a huge favor, like, share, comment on this video. What I'm doing is Thursdays are coaching day, so as you know, we're starting next week is the official launch of the show. So what I'm doing is I'm actually coaching you on how to accelerate your authority by going through very similar steps as to what I did in my business to accelerate my authority relatively quickly. How I jumped into a brand new business, and within 90 days I was recognized as the authority in my marketplace, and I just built on my authority from there. So we've already gone through #1, understanding your ideal target market. #2, creating yourself a web presence. #3, writing a book. And #4 is where you get into creating content. Now, content comes in a variety of different forms. Content can mean you're creating blogs or vlogs, which is a video blog. It's creating social engagement, which is tweets, Facebook posts, Instagrams, videos, live videos like this where we're doing Facebook Live. Maybe you're doing a live webcast. Maybe you're doing a podcast on a regular basis. So you're creating the content, and you're able to multi-purpose that content and use it as other content in a variety of different forms. So one of the things that I'm doing with the live Facebook posts or the live Facebook videos is I'm recording the video, and then what will happen is after the show airs, the video will actually get turned into a video podcast, and the audio will be extracted and it will become an audio podcast as well. The video will get transcribed, so we'll have transcriptions of the show, and those transcriptions will get turned into different blogs that get posted on the website as well as distributed around the internet world. And all of this information will get, and those transcriptions will also get used and combined over the course of the show, as we're doing the shows, to get pieced together into a variety of different books. So we're able to take this one piece of content and multi-purpose it for a variety of different things, so that we can utilize different types of content for our ideal target market and get it out there to the internet world, because not everybody consumes content the same way. Some people like to listen to it, some people like to watch it, some people like to read about it, either in blogs or books. There's a variety of different methods. So we just like to take one piece of content and repurpose it for a variety of different things, so that we're spending less time creating the content and more time doing the distribution, which is the next thing. Number 5 is distribution. And you should actually spend 5 to 10 times more time distributing your content than you do actually creating your content. So if you spend one hour a week creating content, you better spend 5 to 10 hours a week distributing that content through a variety of different social media platforms, through different mediums like I mentioned, podcasts, blogs, video, turning it into a book. So using a variety of different mediums and distributing it through a variety of different people, a variety of different ways. So distribution is probably more important than the content. So, well, it's not as more important, but you have to spend a lot more time doing the distribution, because that's what's going to accelerate your authority. That's what's going to get you the followers or attract the people, is by distributing the content. Because you can create as much content as you want. If you don't distribute it or get it out to the people that need to hear it or need to see it, then you're never going to create that following. You're never going to, generate new leads, new opportunities, potentially new clients, more money, more freedom. So that's typically not going to happen if you're not distributing your content. So the number 5 thing is distributing your content. The number 6 thing is is leveraging yourself by associating yourself with influencers. So finding people who have influence in your marketplace, or who have influence that you can leverage from. So just as an example, in a previous business, getting close to a coach or somebody that has a lot of influence in that marketplace, and either interviewing them or being seen and doing business with them, that sort of thing means that you're using their influence with their marketplace. You're associating yourself with them. You're borrowing their influence and borrowing their credibility. So that's going to give you more credibility into doing your business. And you're going to borrow off their influence with their people to gain more influence for yourself and more credibility for yourself. And one of the ways that I'm doing that I'll give you an example for this show of being very transparent, is that a lot of the guests that I'm bringing on the show have more than 5,000 friends on either Facebook, Instagram, or followers on Instagram. So, I'm leveraging the influence that they have with their guests to help build the show's following, to help build the show's presence out there among the internet world, and using that to grow the business as well. So leveraging other people's influence is probably another one of the fastest ways that you can use to build your authority, to accelerate your authority. And number 7, the final thing, is consistent persistence. So you need to do this day in, day out, on a consistent, persistent basis, just regularly, just every day, every day, every day, every day. Honing your craft, working on your content, distributing your content, doing your business. You need to stay focused on today and tomorrow without losing sight of the big picture goal. So every day, doing what it takes every day, doing what it takes every day, doing what you need to do, creating that content, distributing that content, hosting a show, doing your podcast, working on a chapter of the book, whatever it is you need to do on a day in, day out basis, consistently, persistently, is going to build your business and help you attract your ideal target market and generate more leads and opportunities. Now, I can tell you from experience, in my very first business, well, not my first business, but with the real estate investing business, it was just day in, day out, consistent persistence doing this and getting in front of people and delivering the message and presenting to them the how I can help solve their problem, that sort of thing. And I'm doing it the exact same way with this particular show. So I started the show 2 weeks ago. For 2 weeks I'm doing the dry rehearsal. So already within 2 weeks I have secured a coaching client, and we're working towards getting people to come into the Entrepreneurs Incubator to rent out the production facilities as well as the producer, director, having them come in and actually either do videos or create their own live show. So we're working towards that. But in the first 2 weeks, I haven't even really started the show. It's just been a pilot test show, just to get all of the kinks worked out, to start to build up the guest list. And so far, we're only have a few spots left in September. So if you want to be a guest on the show, just leave a comment, drop a comment in the field, and just let us know that you want to be a guest, or PM me. And we'd love to have you on the show and bring your experience, your expertise to our audience and help our audience either grow their business, accelerate their authority, and learn new techniques, new strategies, or just learn from your journey of being an entrepreneur, because truly that's what this whole show is about, is teaching other entrepreneurs, giving back to other entrepreneurs about helping them accelerate their authority, helping them grow their business rapidly, different strategies, different techniques, and how they can accelerate their business by building on different platforms and just getting more exposure. And maybe they'll learn different techniques, different strategies at the same time. So that's a little bit about what we're doing here, as I mentioned. So only 2 weeks in, and another thing you can do is find some local groups, be a presenter, which we started our own meetup group, which is once a month here. So that's another way to accelerate your authority, is to stand up in front of people and actually talk to them and try to educate them and help them with their business. So we started a mastermind, and that's going to be held once a month. But yeah, you can, by doing these 7 different things, you can accelerate your authority extremely rapidly. And what you're going to see during the course of this show, and one of the big picture purposes of the show, is to accelerate my authority back into the business of entrepreneur coaching and consulting. So the show has already worked. The speaking at a live event, I've only been back into this for 2 weeks, and prior to that I still was heavily involved in the real estate. So I'm transitioning from the real estate, getting back into the coaching and consulting business, and less time on the real estate. So within 2 weeks I've already picked up a private client that I'm going to be working with to help them build and grow their business. All of my coaching sessions are going to be recorded, and they will eventually be made in a members area for people who are interested in the hot seat coaching sessions that are paid for by clients versus the ones that we're going to hold live on Thursday afternoons. So I'm a product of my own strategy, and I'm following my own strategy. And what you're going to see over the next 90 days, September, October, November, is I've given myself the 90 days to actually implement and do all of the things that I've actually just talked about. I've done them previously in my other business. So this time I'm actually going to do them, document every single thing that we do every single day, so that we can provide the feedback and the information to you, just to show you, if you do X, what your results can be. If you do Y, what your results can be. If you use this strategy or that strategy, what your results can be. So we're going to document the entire process of going through the Authority Acceleration program ourselves. And by the end of the 90 days, you're going to see a completely different look than you see right now. It's still going to be the show, but along with the show, there's going to be podcasts, there's going to be blogs, there's going to be video channels, there's going to be 1 or 2 different books, there's going to be a huge following, there's going to be, where it gives us the platform to be able to then deliver on large live events, products, services, that sort of thing. So just follow along with the program on a regular basis, and not only watch the program for the value you're going to get every single day, but watch the program with a step back and think about the bigger picture of why is he doing this particular strategy, and how does this strategy impact his overall big picture of growing his authority in that particular business. Because I'm in the business of coaching, consulting entrepreneurs, business owners, authors, experts, speakers, or people who want to be authors, helping them write their first book, helping them produce shows like this, helping them do their videos, helping them script and structure webcasts or info summits or live summits. So that's the business that I'm in. So I'm very clear on my target market. I'm very clear on my strategies. So watch the show for the entertainment, watch the show for what you're going to get out of it every single day to help you with your business, but also take a step back and watch the show. It's like, okay, well, why is he doing this particular strategy, and what's going on here? And how does that play in the bigger picture of his goal of being the authority accelerator coach? Because that is sort of the big picture goal. I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. This is a strategy that I'm utilizing. Facebook Live is a very strong strategy right now to reach a lot of people. And by bringing on people that have high influence, I'm going to leverage off of their influence. I'm going to add a lot of value to people. We're going to, give back to a lot of people, educate a lot of people. The shows are going to be great once we start having some guests on. Not that they haven't been great without guests, but they're just going to get even better, and they're going to be fun and lots of entertainment. But just take a step back and think of like, okay, well, what is the strategy? Why is he doing this particular thing? But just sort of watch it unfold over the next 90 days and just see all of the different things that are taking place. Follow me on all the social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, and you'll see how we're actually positioning this show, how we're positioning all of this using all of these social media platforms, how we're cross-promoting amongst the social platforms to gain more followers on every single platform. So watch the show for the show itself, but also watch the show for the strategy of the show and what we're doing outside of the actual one hour show, of the strategies that we're going to use. So if you just joined us, it's the Johnny McCabe Show, where we try to help, where we work with entrepreneurs and coach and consult and accelerate their authority. We're going to do so by bringing on live guests who are going to educate you in a variety of different fields, a variety of different strategies, talk about their journey into entrepreneurship, the pitfalls that they've had, how they struggled, and how they overcame those struggles. They'll touch on the coaching that they've received, who they've been coached by, the value that they received in coaching, and what it is that they have to share with you that can help you accelerate your authority in your business. So if you haven't done so already, like, share, comment on this video, and let me know what your thoughts are. Tomorrow, Friday show is no specific topic. It's the time of the week to sit back, kick back, drink a beer, and talk about anything. So I'll spend the day today and tomorrow morning just seeing what's in the news and picking a few topics, and we'll talk about those particular topics or whatever you guys want to talk about, because you guys run the show. It's your show. I'm just here facilitating it, but it's really your guys' show. So if you haven't done so, like, share, comment on this show. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what your thoughts are for tomorrow's show, and please join me tomorrow. I thank you very much for being on the show. Join me tomorrow, where we'll talk about a whole bunch of nothing. And so that's the show for today. So thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. And because I don't have a production assistant, I'm the one that has to close off the show. So that means that I have to look down, do all this fancy computer work here while I get ready to close the show out. So thanks again. Don't forget, like, share, comment on this, and I will see you guys all tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right, take care.